What's up? It's like 1 a.m. and I wanted to show you guys the collection. And I mean, this is absolutely miserable lighting, but I wouldn't want it any other way for the West End RAGS collection. So what I was thinking of doing is maybe I'll hold up some of the pieces and like show it front and back. I'll probably take some B-roll of me like walking in the shirts just so you can get a sense. I also just wanted to give a little backstory on why. So there's going to be 7 total pieces, all hand done, hand painted, hand finished, hand distressed by me. All very special to me, pieces that I have a real personal attachment to, and that hold a part of me, I think. So let's start. Let's start with this baby. And I think part of the reason these shirts are so cool is that back graphic. And all the graphics are things that I personally noticed in the world, captured, and then made a graphic out of. So the angel is something that actually originally came from a wax figurine. And it's headless because the head was where like the wick of the candle was, and it got burned down. And I saw it and I just thought it was so sick. So that's the angel. I think this graphic is pretty sick, and there's a few different iterations. Like on some I smoke out the angel, meaning like paint over it and gave it like a matte kind of smoked out look. Guy's moving, huh? And what are some other details on this baby? I think I ran through a few different finishes. There's some paint, some silver tone paint, some dark paint, some spray on, and just a lot of distressing. Like that back hit is nice. Got the safety pin closure, keeping it together. Guys, these safety pins are not like for show. This is genuinely keeping the clothing together. So I would just not remove the safety pins. I think you can just wash it with the safety pins. Yeah, this is a special one. So this is my other graphic, and it's the Canterbury cross, baby. I basically was in an old church and I found a Bible with this cross on it, and I had never seen it before. So I really liked it. It just seemed kind of unique, and I thought it would be kind of a perfect back hit with the West End Road logo underneath. So that's what you got on the back. This is what I call smoked out. So what I've done here is like smoke out the back, smoke out the logo, and I think it's so sick, especially with the spray splatters on the Canterbury cross. This one's really nice. It's got a super wide neck because I ripped all the collars out, so everything's pretty wide. This one's like heavier on the oil stains. You can see that running down the sides. Got some distressing on the sleeves, on the front, and then also some heavy oil stains on the front with the little spray splatter as well. It's fire. So like I make these, like this is my art. Like this is what I feel like is art for me, where you take the blank canvas, which is the shirt, and make it into something that's like you look at and you're like, that's cool. And at the end of the day, like that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my eye for things that I see around life, and for the ways I know how to manipulate fabric and throwing that into a piece that I think is something cool, that is I would wear, and that kind of represents who I am in a way. This baby is smoked out front. I think it's pretty much the only one where I have a pretty pure smoked out front and a slightly smoked out back, but I want a little lighter on the back. The back's almost got a bit of like a smoke fade to it, with some heavy splatter, a little bit of grease here and there, and this one's a little lighter on the holes, I think. A few on the front. The seams are kind of beat. They're held together by safety pins. A little bit on the sleeves, but just in terms of the holes, it's a cleaner piece. And the front is kind of where the magic lies. That's got the extreme life pattern, and that is a special process that I'm not going to describe, but it is extremely unique. And I've worn this one around, but I think this is, I mean, like, these are also special. I'm going to keep saying these are special pieces because, like, you'll see every piece and you can judge for yourself whether you think it's cool or not. It's undoubtedly special and unique for sure. All right, so this is the only front logo only one I have. So let me show you the front logo. A little light spray with some distressing, with some holes. A little bit of a cleaner front compared to some of the other pieces, with, you know, some nice splatter around. But I actually really like the back on this. This is, I don't know, like, I had a moment. The thing is, like, these are all just creative. Like, I don't go in with a concept in mind, which is why I see it as my kind of art, because this little back piece here, the cross, the X, I think is so sick. Like, just the spray, the way it came out. But I didn't go into that, you know, intending to do that. I was trying to spray up top. The line came out thick. I was like, that would be perfect as a cross. So it's all like live, creative flow. And I try to stop when I feel like it's right. This just felt right, being a little cleaner, a little more minimal, but just still with that real beat-in, aged look. This has got some heavy front wear. This is like a holier piece where the distressing and holes are kind of carrying the piece a little bit. The front, we got a front safety pin, I think, which is unique. The only shirt that has that. A little bit of splatter, but less on the splatter. It's more on the distressing in this one. Back print is a lot cleaner, some mild splatter, but it's about this heavy safety pins. I think it's 3 on this shoulder, 2 on this shoulder, and 1 in the front. I think this back hit is so sick. Like, just this little back patch. It looks very cool on body. All right. This guy has one of the crazier fronts in terms of work. There's all different types of finishes on here. I was probably the most experimental with the finishes on this one, which looks great, which absolutely looks great on body. The fit is extremely wide on this one, so like if you have broader shoulders than me, or rock this type of more boat neck, that's good That's really good. The special thing about this that I think is just the smoked out angel. I think it's so sick. It looks like totally different than some of the other back prints just because of all that extra paint we added. The back is also super cropped on this, so it's a very unique fit in terms of the patterns I have. Just super. This was like a super experimental one that turned out very well, and you'll see how it fits on body. It's like just extremely unique. Yeah, that smoked out angel is just something else though. Okay, this is the last piece, and it's a more cropped one. It's got the wide neck as well. A special feature on this is literally the totally torn out left arm. So the left arm is completely torn out with basically a safety pin holding the shoulders. This is a bigger safety pin. It really does come out cool in the end. It comes out resting essentially like a attached sleeve, and I think just the fit being very cropped with the nice, it's like very nice texture distressing, clean logo, pretty clean back, a little bit of action on the bottom, a little bit of grease stain on the bottom, but this one carries its weight on that uniqueness of fit and the extreme crop with the very flowy fabric. West End Row, baby. Yeah, this one feels great. It looks great. This is the one I was wearing in the launch video. I also got one on, but this is a Percy. This is a personal. So you'll see the back is a little less smoked out than the other angel, but it does have a little bit of extra on it. But I need to keep some, that I got to rep around. So this is a personal, and that's pretty much it. 7 pieces, all one of ones, all unique, all with their own characteristics. Even if I tried to recreate any certain one, I wouldn't be able to do it because it was not machine, it was not a pattern, it was just kind of getting caught up in the act of creation and in the moment, and then what came out. And that's why these are all special, because they all represent something. I don't know exactly the something, but it's like that special thing when you're in the moment and put that little touch of life into a garment. And that's what these are. So if you stuck around, thank you. I'm going to try to go live next week with these. Definitely check out the website phineasjackson.com or West End Road spelled RD.com to sign up for the early access and basically just the launch updates. So that's like the group of people I'm going to be reaching out to about launch timing and stuff. I think I'll also post on Instagram, but that's less of a... I think I have 10 followers on Instagram, so it's definitely going to be email list that's going to get the most attention and priority. And I'm excited to find some new owners for these. See you guys. Peace. Appreciate you.